I'd like to call the Wednesday, November 19th, 2025 Business Committee meeting, which includes insurance, finance, and transportation, to order. Roll call.
Ms. Clyde Duplantis.
Here.
Ms. Bucky Lynn Sharpenchain. Here. Ms. Tina Knockham Babbitt.
Here.
Thank you very much. Item 2, insurance. To consider the medical plan reinsurance renewal as presented by Mr. Buddy Leday with Gallagher Benefit Services. Mr. Buddy, you have the floor.
Thank you all very much. So yeah, this is the reinsurance contract. As we've talked about before for a very long time, as y'all medical plan consultants, there's different pieces to the self-funded medical plan. The administrative costs, the claims costs, and then the reinsurance costs. Tonight we're talking about reinsurance. To put things into perspective, this makes up about 6% of the actual cost of the plan. Even though it's a lot of money, it's a small piece of the total cost of the plan, okay? So right now we're with a company called BCS, which is a Blue Cross Blue Shield preferred reinsurance carrier. How does the reinsurance work? You guys buy specific reinsurance. The first $300,000 of everyone's medical expenses that's on the plan, whether it's a dependent or an active employee or even a retiree who's not yet Medicare eligible and their dependents, the school district pays the first $300,000 of the expense. After that, we buy reinsurance to protect us from catastrophic claims, okay? BCS came back to us with a renewal increase of about 23.5%. In addition, they wanted to have 3 lasers on the plan, and what a laser is, we've talked about before, when they identify ongoing large claimants or potential large claimants based on a condition where they say, okay, this person specific is not 300, but a larger number. In their case, they identified 3 individuals with lasers of 1.5 million, 600,000, and 750,000. So that's above and beyond the 300,000. Obviously, we were going out to market anyway, but that was alarming to us, so we went out to market. We went to several different carriers. We got several decline the quotes, but we did get a competitive quote from Excess Re rather. We were with BCS, we're going to Excess Re. Excess Re is also a preferred reinsurance carrier of Blue Cross, who is your administrator of the plan. While they did come back with an increase, it was not as much as with BCS wanted. Excess Re was more competitive. They also, through our negotiation process, we worked very hard at trying to identify the lasers where we can get some exceptions. And we were able to eliminate one of the $750,000 laser. We also were able to bring the $1.5 million laser down to 1.25. That's $1 million in liability we were able to eliminate, which we were very happy about that. In terms of the increase, and I'll just use dollars because I just think it's easier as a total, okay? Last year, y'all paid for the reinsurance, y'all paid $815,000 roughly, okay? The increase that we're looking at is to $1,031,000 from where you're at now. Now, I want to add something to that, okay? Through our discussions with Chastity, we identified that we were able to get a reinsurance contract, and this is something that's becoming more common, with a no new lasers provision, okay? What that means is that at your next renewal, okay, while these ongoing lasers can continue to be lasers for another year, like one of these lasers has been lasers for several years now, okay? They will not issue any new ones next year. We're paying about $100,000 more for that protection. But I'm going to advise we do it. Because if we eliminate one laser of say $500,000 and they hit it, we did it good for $100,000. Okay. So I think that's a protection that's worth paying, especially given that this is, again, only really 6% of your total cost of the entire insurance program. Okay. So the recommendation tonight is going to be to take the proposal from Excess Re with 2 lasers at 1.25 and 600,000 and a new lasers contract for next renewal.
Do I have a motion? Motion by Mr. Buffalo and Sharpenchain, second by Mrs. Tina Babbitt. Any comment from the public? Any comment from the board? Okay, signify approval of the motion by saying aye.
Aye.
And any opposition? None, it passes. Mr. Buddy, hang tight. You want
Yeah, you got it.
Item B, to consider entering into a contract with FED Logic as presented by Buddy Leday with Gallagher Benefit Services.
So FedLogic is a company that we have identified through our colleagues. Obviously, with Gallagher, we have a broad network of colleagues, 40,000 worldwide. We have a lot in the state of Louisiana and all across the country. And we try to always find things as your consultant that can potentially benefit the program. Some of those things come at a cost, but we anticipate ROI, right? Return on the investment. FedLogic is a company that's fairly new, been around just 10 years now. But the idea behind FedLogic it was started by two former government husband-wife combination employees, one of which ran the Medicare program in the state of Tennessee for his whole career, for the most part. What they identified is a lot of the government-funded type programs are hard to navigate, and not many people can work them on their own. So they want to create something that can benefit people. And where it started out is just that person one-on-one. They were like mostly financial advisors and such. They were engaged in FedLogic to try to find things. Through this process, they were like, wait a minute, there's programs out there that can save businesses, organizations more money and create a big return on investment if their employees know what may be available to them. And so they started putting this out to other people. It's not a big company. It's based out of North Carolina. They have 50 employees, so it's not like 1,000 people. And what those employees are is every advisor within FedLogic has to have at least 10 years experience within government programs in adjudicating claims for government different programs, whether it be FEMA, the VA, Medicare, things like that, Medicaid. These people are trained to be advisors, so when you call in, you're getting one of those people. You're not getting some random person. There's 10,000 people and you don't know who you're talking to, and they don't know who you are either. They know their clients, okay? I want to just say for the record that they currently have 500 companies they work with, and Lafayette Parish School Board and the Archdiocese of New Orleans, who is a pretty big school system as well, are currently engaging right now for 1-1 as well. So we have 3 of our clients of Gallagher that are going to be going with FedLogic. The concept is this, guys. You pay them a per employee per month fee for your benefit eligible employees. It comes out to $3 PEPM, okay, per employee per month. What they then do is, as a school district, we're going to advertise this out to the employees. The news is that they're throwing in retirees at no additional charge. The retirees will have access to FedLogic as well, no additional charge. Also, for the record, I have no skin in this game in terms of commissions. I don't make money on this. That's not there. As your consultant, I think this is a good play to try to mitigate some costs. Okay, as we mentioned, the plan is going to cost about $26 million this year. What can we do to mitigate some of those costs? So, give you a few examples of what they might do. For example, I have premature children. Didn't know this, but if they're premature and their birth weight is under a certain weight, okay, they automatically qualify for Medicaid, okay, even no income considered of the person, right? So if you ever had a NICU claim, one NICU baby can easily go $1 million, all right? And we've had these in the district before. The idea of FedLogic is when these people we may hear of an employee, their babies came premature, whether it be principal, HR, whoever, say, hey, call FedLogic, see if you can get some help navigating it. And maybe they can get those children on Medicaid. Not only does it help them, it saves the program the claim, okay? But it's a win-win if possible. And they don't charge you for that service. The $3 PEPM is all you're going to pay to FedLogic. Other examples, Hurricane Helene in North Carolina. They had a lot of people had issues after Hurricane Helene. Obviously, it's catastrophic. They had companies based in that area because that's where the company is. They use it for FEMA help. People would call, how do I navigate FEMA? Had another example they gave of somebody whose husband was a veteran, died. How do you get your VA benefits? What do we do? And they could call in and do those things. But there's a lot more to it than just the medical side. One other example, end-stage renal failure. I have a friend who, had end-stage renal failure, asked how their insurance was, said, well, because I had end-stage renal failure, I qualified for Medicare. Okay, a lot of people don't know that. So if we ever have an end-stage renal failure situation, that person can go to FedLogic. They could potentially get coverage through Medicare instead of being on the plan at no cost to them. So lots of different things. The idea of this is to, in a very ethical, above-board way, get information to people who may otherwise not have it on how they can get some benefits that might be out there that they don't know about. And essentially, we hope it's a win-win. It's going to be up to us to get the information out, right? So through email, through enrollment guides, word of mouth, whatever it may be, because they're not going to actively solicit. And that's what I like about this. A lot of some other things are coming out there and they're targeting sick people. I don't like that. It's there, it's available. You can call, you can get the information, you can make a decision on your own if you want to do that or stay where you are. So I like that a lot about it. We've had great success. That all these stories I told you are true, and there's more of them. So I'm going to advise tonight we take a shot at this. They are guaranteeing an ROI in year one. So it's about a $60,000 annual investment to start. It will guarantee at least $60,000 in savings somewhere along the way. And we will help them to calculate that based on what we see in terms of what the claim would have been had it been on the plan. So I think it's a no-brainer for now. If we don't like it, it doesn't work, or we don't see participation, it's a one-year deal. So, any questions about it? It's a pretty neat program.
And then that $3 fee passed on to our employees, or does the board pick that up?
We're saying they use part of your medical fund to pay for this.
Including retirees, you said.
So our retirees are coming at no cost.
Do I have a motion first? Mrs. Tina Babin, second by Mrs. Buckley Lynn Charpentier. Any comment from the public? Any additional comment or question from the board?
We have the money in our account.
Yes, ma'am. So as if you remember, we had canceled our contract with Sterling Wellness, so this is not even the total what we get monthly per employee per month. So it worked out.
Thank you.
Mrs. Babin?
So one thing I do find very interesting about this is the fact that they're going to talk to a real person. And, you know, a lot of people aren't as tech savvy and they don't feel as comfortable putting information on the internet, different things like that. So I really like the privacy that it offers, and it gives people that one-on-one. So I'm very interested in this.
And an informed person, you know, not just a person who's answering the phone and redirecting. You're going to speak to someone with at least 10 years of government experience as far as maneuvering those government programs that are available. It sounds very promising.
Any other questions, comments? Okay, signify approval of the motion by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion passes. Mr. Buddy, thank you for everything you did for us.
And we'll let you know how it goes.
All right, thank you. Moving to item 3, finance. To receive reports on proposals for E-rate 2026 land and internet and take appropriate action. Mrs. Montana.
The recommended action would be to receive reports on proposals for E-rate 2026, this is for land and internet, and award the highest, most responsive and responsible sport vendor, REV, for both internet and land services.
Motion? Motion by Mrs. Buckley Lynch Charpentier, second by Mrs. Tina Babin. Any comment from the public? And yes, any comment from the board? All right. Signify approval of the motion by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion does pass. But we do have a representative, Rev. Mr. Ale, can you please come up and do the beans?
Thank you for having me. We definitely appreciate the vote of confidence and looking forward to continuing to serve the district in even a greater capacity than we are today. Happy to entertain any questions that you may have.
So this isn't a question, but I just want to say thank you. You guys have done a really good job working with our students and going into the schools and highlighting the different schools and putting out the videos and stuff. There's some really great things happening, and y'all doing a really good job of helping us get the word out. So thank you very much for that.
We appreciate it. We love making that partnership with customers and service.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Once again, good having you, Ms. Scott. Item B. To receive reports on bids for laptop and desktop computers and take appropriate action.
Yeah, so the recommended action is to receive reports on bids for laptop and desktop computers and award the lowest, most responsive and responsible bidders. And this is based on specifications, price, warranty, and availability for both laptops and desktop computers.
Do I have a motion? First by Mrs. Tina Babin, second by Mrs. Buckland Trublicek. Any comments from the public? Board comment? All right, signify approval of the motion by saying aye. Aye. Okay, the motion passes. Is this what I'm, this the next one? All right. Item C. To receive reports on proposals for student transportation services North, Central, and South Lafourche areas and take appropriate action. Mrs. Jennifer Mondale.
So the recommended action for this RFP is to receive reports on proposals for student transportation services and award the highest scored, most responsive, and responsible proposer whose first student as the awarded vendor for student transportation services. And they are present.
Good. Do I have a motion? Motion by Mrs. Buckland Charpentier, second by Mrs. Tina Babin. Okay, any public comment? Any school board comment? Okay.
Just for clarification, this starts next school year.
Yeah, so it's a complicated question.
The contract with our current bus provider ends in December of '26. However, we currently have equipment, video recording, audio recording, and routing equipment that is going to have to get moved off of our existing fleet onto any new fleet. We will have to coordinate with both vendors a process to navigate between should the full board adopt this new contract, our existing vendor and the new vendor. Mr. Arnold and Ms. Hino have been in conversation with the recommended vendor, and we feel like we're going to develop a good plan to develop that once we arrive at a final contract with what could be the new vendor, pending full board approval next month. So in the next contract, in the next phase, we can arrive at a plan to transition. The details of that transition plan, truth be told to the board, are still to be determined.
Thank you for that explanation.
And this contract that we are considering is for actual fleet vehicles, maintenance, service, all of that.
Yeah, very good question. So very similar to our existing contract where the provider of the buses will provide all of the equipment. It is my understanding that this vendor, and obviously, once this vote is done, we'll give them, since they're here, and we appreciate them being here, an opportunity to speak. But I don't think I'm misspeaking is that the intent is to provide all new buses. So we will have a brand new full fleet available as soon as this summer.
Or electric or a mixture.
It will be diesel.
Because I've ridden in an electric first student bus,
Yeah.
Which was quite interesting.
Yeah, I
and
think our
quiet.
friends in Fort Fourchon are going to prefer to see diesel.
You are correct.
As well as the many fuel stations that we frequent in the region. But in all seriousness, so they're going to provide a fleet of new buses. They are going to provide 100% of the maintenance. They're going to provide 100% of the response to any breakdowns or maintenance issues. And we're going to have a very comprehensive maintenance plan that forecasts in advance when the bus needs to be brought to our brand new bus yard. The bus will be serviced while the driver leaves in another brand new bus as a loaner while their bus is being serviced. So I think this is a great step in a very positive direction for our drivers and our community. We are looking very much forward to equipment that doesn't fail, and air conditioners that keep our kids cool in August. We were faced with a lot of financial struggles in the past that prohibited us from being able to seek this kind of service. And so we're blessed with the opportunity to do it. We're happy for the opportunity to do this. It will come with a slightly higher cost than what you were paying with the previous contract, but it actually will be a slightly less monthly cost than your previous contract when you compare brand new bus to brand new bus. Because we'll have a full fleet don't know why I can't say that tonight. Of brand new buses, it does increase slightly the overall cost, but it is within budget. Ms. Email is doing magic to make this happen. And, I think that having, this partnership is going to really position us well looking forward to keep and maintain a modern fleet of buses.
Very good question. You got all your answers?
Yes.
All right.
I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm so happy to know that, because my question was gonna be, what about our substitute buses? Our drivers, our students deserve good, new,
To have backup-
comfortable
and to have backup
vehicles,
buses
and not to be
available.
stuck on a bus that is not the same condition. Yeah, so it's time.
Signify approval of the,
Yeah.
what, we're gonna know?
Can you say that they're in the audience?
Yes.
Oh, okay. After the vote.
After the vote.
After the
All right. Sounds good. All right. Signify approval of the motion by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposition? Motion passes. All right, now is your time to shine. Ladies and gentlemen of First Student, please come forward, whoever, all of y'all.
The spokesperson.
All of y'all. This is one hurdle, the next one is the big blow.
Edmund Dixon, Director of First Services.
Todd Hawkins, Senior Vice President of Maintenance for First Student.
We're looking forward to supporting you guys and being a true partner. We are in the area. We have Terrebonne Parish as well as a few other parishes around. So we actually brought our manager here who oversees Terrebonne as well. So any questions, comments, concerns, we're here to be with, support you guys as best we can. And looking forward to potentially being a
We
partner.
have 10 contracts in Louisiana, about 80 techs, which we can pull from if needed. We run 48,000 school buses in 44 states. We pick up 5 million passengers a day. We have a very sophisticated maintenance program that is meant to bring the bus in, PM it, do a preventive maintenance on it, fix everything that's wrong with it, and we don't want to see it again for 90 days. And we found that that's a way, it's good for us, it saves us money, it's good for you, it makes for a happy customer, and we're looking forward to it.
Y'all gonna love our new.
Yes.
Facility for the buses.
We actually drove by earlier, so.
So good.
It's coming along
And,
great.
on the fleet, if we can get a signed contract by the first of the year, we can have you a fleet of buses for the start of school next year, if that's what we end up doing. We buy 3,500 school buses a year. We have some pull with the OEMs, and we can get, in line to get the buses if we need it.
I got a quick question, I'm just curious. I'm big on branding, so I always see First Student, but whether we want it or not, so will that change, or will it stay?
It's really up to the customer. If the customer wants to see the Free Parish on the side, operate at the bottom by First Student, a lot of states we have to say First Student somewhere, but on the Beltline, we put whatever you want. Yeah.
Figure that much.
This is so exciting for our people.
Yes.
We thank you all. Like you said, we have a meeting in the next 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. So looking forward if y'all will come back down again.
We might.
It's up to y'all.
And I'll tell you, I'll brag on us a little bit, my techs anyway.
There you go.
You ever heard of ASE certifications? That's where techs get certified. If everybody in the shop gets certified on what they work on, you become a Blue Seal shop. We have more Blue Seal shops than Ryder, Penske, UPS, and FedEx combined.
Oh, something to brag on.
Yeah. I like it.
I like that. Good. We do thank you for coming in tonight, visiting with us, and look
Yes.
forward to continue on.
Thank you.
Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Item D, to consider entering into a contract with Falk and Winkler CPA Business Advisors for school auditing services as presented by Ms. Chastity Email, Executive Director of Business Services.
Yes, this is a proposal seeking your permission to hire Falk and Wilkner CPA Business Advisors to perform annual audits for all of the schools in the district. The district's internal auditor retired in May of 2025, and this would replace that position and also ensure that the district is meeting state law and having all of its schools audited every year. The anticipated cost associated with the service is approximately $53,750, And it would be covered by the funds budgeted for the prior, position that was budgeted by our prior internal auditor. Therefore, I'm asking that you approve entering into a contract with Falcon Wilkner CPAs Business Advisors for school auditing services for the period of 1 year at a contract price of $53,750.
We have a motion. Mrs. Tina Babin, second by Mrs. Buffy Lynn Charpentier. Any public comment? Any board comment?
That does not replace our audit that we have here
Yeah,
at
we're
Central.
still gonna have our external audit. This is just going to be someone going in and looking at the schools like Ms. LaRouche used to do.
Are they gonna do every school?
Every
with
school,
every
every
year?
year, yes, ma'am.
That's actually a savings from, I'm sure, Mr. Luce's salary.
Yeah.
See that?
And as one person, she wasn't able to cover
Right.
all of our schools, so this will enable us.
And she did a great job.
She did.
Any other additional comments, questions? Okay. Signify approval of the motion by saying aye. Aye. The opposition, none. Motion passes. Okay, item E, to receive a monthly budget to actual report for all major funds for the period through October 31st, 2025. Mrs. Lee.
So, our major funds, not 2024 audit, were the general fund, the 1995 sales tax salary restricted fund, the salary supplement fund, and the construction fund, as well as the hurricane. The general fund, as of October 31st, 2025, as indicated on page 3, had 29.6% of the revenue budgeted being received for a total of $34,307,645. Of this amount, $25.8 million was from the minimum foundation program fund. As indicated on page 20 of the statement, 75.8% of the expenditures budgeted has been expended or obligated for a total of $124,482,946. On page 17 is our 1995 sales tax salary restricted fund. Revenue earned totaled $3,070,780. As of October 31st, 2025, 35.7% of the expenditures budgeted have been spent, totaling $3,682. The salary supplement fund, as indicated on page 23, we have revenue received totaling $9,603, which is 0.2% of the budgeted total. And as of October 31st, we've spent 0.6% of the expenditures budgeted, totaling $1,297. In January, I should have the actual 2025 funds that were considered major funds.
Report. Item F, to receive a financial report on Hurricane Ida response and recovery to date. Mrs. Chastity.
So the total amount expended as of October 31st in Hurricane Ida expenditures is $162,196,605. There were no FEMA revenues received as of October 2025, and therefore we had a total aggregate reimbursement of $70,428,620, and of this amount, $20,428,620 was submitted to Hancock Whitney. And so the total amount submitted for reimbursement and total amount obligated by FEMA is $85,318,150.
Questions, comments? Okay. All right. We'll move on to transportation. Transportation, to receive a report on the transportation events from the previous month. All
right. So we recently conducted a CDL class. We only had 3 candidates or attendees this time. So this one was held at Central Lafourche in the central area. We're continuously trying to recruit additional drivers for our fleet and staff. The course was actually instructed or in partnership with our prior instructor, with our 2 recently certified in-house instructors. So they were able to, I'm gonna say co-teach for this time, and then moving forward, now our 2 individuals certified and employed by us will continue teaching the course without the need of the third-party vendor there. 46 employees had perfect attendance for the month of October. We should have a little bit higher in the month of November, being that we get to miss a week. So it takes out some opportunities. But, and I know I say like 46 had perfect attendance, but there's another, obviously, pocket of employees that may have only missed a part of the day or a day, which is still in the grand scheme of things very minimal. So with that, the appreciation for the drivers that are filling in for those alternate routes, that's a big deal. Ensuring that our students still get to school on time and then back home in a respectable time when the ridership numbers increase. It's just like come Christmas time when UPS really picks up because more packages are being mailed. You want those packages home or delivered in a timely manner. So we have a lot of drivers willing to be part of a team for the greater sake of the entire department. So much appreciation. Obviously, we had our vendor presentations a few days ago. The scoring committee, so that we had, a larger representation of the bigger picture of the system. I included 3 administrators, one from a high school, a middle school, and an elementary, one from each of the 3 areas of the district, North, Central, and South, Ms. Fontana, our safety manager, a dispatcher, and a driver, so that kind of all parts of the puzzle and picture were hit. So thanks to all of those individuals for participating and scoring the proposals and being part of our team. We appreciate that. Looking forward to, if it's approved next month by the entire board, a partnership with Thirsty. Any questions for me?
I just think we'll get more bus drivers when they have those brand new buses to drive.
I tell that to our dispatchers. I'm hoping this move surely helps on the recruiting side.
All right, Ms. Ball, thanks for your report. One major announcement, they are currently working on Highway 316 in Bayou Blue. Extending, making it wider, and then they're gonna start resurfacing it. It looks like they may have completed their drainage portion of it. Please be courteous to all drivers and especially school buses. Let them out.
Yeah.
Please let them out. And once again, thank you all for being patient with the Bayou Blue community and highway because it's well needed. With no other further business, we are adjourned.